Maybe the most alarming one, guys, Mark Andrews, Jay. This game had a ton of points. It had an explosive passing attack on both sides of the ball. No Isaiah Likely in it, and Mark Andrews had a 5% target share.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most underrated things in fantasy now is that the Ravens are just completely loaded at skill position players now. And even when Likely comes back, he's going to add to that. But DeAndre Hopkins is going to get targets in the red zone. And that's where Mark Andrews should provide a lot of his value in theory. Zay Flowers seems like he's taken a leap. Rashad Bateman took a big leap last year. And there's Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry taking carries as well. So I don't think there's a lot of usage to go around in this offense. And I also think this Ravens offense is just such a truck. And that got a little bit lost because of the calamitous collapse at the end against the Bills. But I think this is going to be the best offense in football, and it's going to be the best offense in football largely through the run game. And I just don't think there's going to be that many fourth quarters where they need to throw the ball a lot. And, they're almost 2 touchdown favorites against the Browns, who also have a good defense. And so it's not a great matchup there for Mark Andrews. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to be starting Mark Andrews outside of very deep leagues.
No, and by the way, if you left your draft with Mark Andrews as your starting tight end and that's it, you need to make other plans.
Yeah, go get Juwan Johnson.
It's Harold Fannin time for you.
Harold Fannin time, exactly. Juwan Johnson, Hunter Henry, Brenton Strange, any of the guys that are sort of out there. Or even Isaiah Likely, by the way. Isaiah Likely is somebody to grab and stash because the stat I gave out on Football Night in America, where part of my parlay, one leg of my DraftKings 3-play parlay was Mark Andrews to get 4 receptions.
Right.
Shouldn't be that tough.
No, it's not
4
great.
receptions,
especially
when you think about the fact it was a high-scoring game that had an over/under of 51 heading into Sunday night, over 80 cashed. But in the 4 games the previous year that Isaiah Likely missed, Mark Andrews had a 22% target share. And the Bills struggled against tight ends the previous year. Now, they were also banged up and they were a lot healthier here, but still, 4 receptions for Mark Andrews, especially, by the way, I just sort of kind of felt man, he had the bad drop in Buffalo last year. They brought him back. He's this team leader. He's a Ravens legend. Lamar is going to want to get him a couple of easy catches. Just, hey, be a part of this team. Let's exercise those demons. He had a 5% target share. He was targeted once on 16 routes. He only ran 16 routes. He had a 68% route participation in week 1, guys. 30 different tight ends in the NFL ran more routes in week 1 than Mark Andrews. 30.
That's crazy.
Since the start of last season, in games in which Mark Andrews does not score a touchdown, he's averaging 4 fantasy points per game. 4. And by the way, didn't even get to 4 on Sunday night. Didn't even get to 4 fantasy points. We'd have been happy with 4 points. I'd have been above. So not only am I closing it out this week, but I'm just, we love Mark Andrews, friend of the podcast, the Mandrews, but
great years in
fantasy, but it just doesn't seem like he is somebody that fantasy managers are going to be able to count on consistently this year.
Yeah, I would say, the thing is, so we see a question from Jess Dabbs, better start this week, Mark Andrews versus Cleveland or Hunter Henry against Miami. Hashtag free the ankles. I say hashtag lock the ankles up, but, oh no, I didn't even notice that.
Let's go.
Wow, what a day for the
There you go.
Why are they so thin?
What do you mean they're so thin?
Well,
they're not thin. Why do you stand on these things? What are you talking about? I got good ankles.
Start Hunter Henry. Miami can't defend tight ends.
Yeah, I have Henry at tight end 9 this week. But I'll just say this. I think I could be an ankle model. You know how Costanza was a hand model in Seinfeld?
It looks like you kind of have a bruise on one of them, too.
Well, you know what? I'm in the rough and tumble streets. I got into a fight in the parking lot. Some asshole honked behind me at a green light. Didn't give me a sense. So,
that's what he came away with. Kicked him in the shin.
Kicked him in the shin. Exactly.
No, I had a point on Mark Andrews. Yeah, here's the point. So,
my beautiful ankles distracted you?
It's not a slight on Mark Andrews in general, but DeAndre Hopkins still has some juice left, which I think he does based on the insane catch against the Bills. Also, DeAndre Hopkins was fine last year before he got hurt towards the end of the season. There is a very real chance that Mark Andrews is the 5th best pass catcher on a team that runs the ball a ton. Because if Likely comes back, him, Flowers, Bateman, Hopkins, Andrews might be 5th in the pecking order, which is a problem.
On a team that runs the ball very effectively.
Yeah, as much as anyone. Yeah.
By the way, and there's an argument to be made that he might be 6 because they like Justice Hill in the passing game.
Right.
Yeah.
They, they do.
Yeah.
No, but on 3rd down, they like Justice Hill. We'll talk about the Ravens backfield coming up.
About,
just Pete wanting to move on, and you two just going on and on. And I enjoyed it. I had the power if we wanted to move on. I decided to.
We can talk more about my ankles.
Yes. To recap, keep it open. I'll tell you what else I was laughing at in a second. But to recap, keep it open or close it out.
Yes.
Dak Prescott is an open. Kenneth Walker is a close at RB34. Tyrone Tracy is open at RB21. Better days ahead for Tyrone Tracy. Travis Hunter open, top 30 play at wide receiver. Cooper Kupp outside the top 50 wide receivers. That's a close. Devontae Smith against the Chiefs. Should be a bounce back for him. Wide receiver 31 and open. Mark Andrews at tight end 20 is a close. The last thing I was laughing at is the rundown just says, any breaking news? ? Connor, Pete will let you know. I'm really supposed to trust producer Pete to tell me if there's any breaking news.
It really is. Hey, why don't everyone tell me about your hobbies?
Yeah, there we go.
Is there substitute teacher Pete? Is there any homework? No. Just everyone read quietly.
Watch
at your
the
desk.
movie. It's nap time. We're taking our first break. When we're back, we're talking any concern around Ashton Genty after week 1. We're looking at all the rookie running back outlooks.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.